Our Saints insider, Mike Nabors. Hey, Michael.
Hey, Victor, one of Scott Shanley's former teammates, Reggie Bush. We're talking, this guy still looks the same. Time has flown by. I haven't seen you in a number of years. I appreciate you taking the time.
My pleasure.
Has your heart stopped beating? That was kind of an intense game, wasn't it?
Yeah, my heart stopped beating a couple times on that last drive. You know, I was a little worried. Obviously, we went for it on a 4th and 2, which I don't think any of us were surprised by Sean Payton going for it, right?
Wow, yeah, no kidding.
But listen, it didn't work out in our favor on the 4th and 2. Our defense stepped up, played well. We got the win, which is most important. But there's definitely some things that they can learn from this game. You know what I mean? And I think they did a great job securing Cam as much as they could, because ultimately he's going to make his plays. And this is just about how much we can slow him down. So.
I've talked to Drew Brees all year. He doesn't want to compare football teams. He doesn't want to compare this year's team to the 06 team or the 09 team or 10 or 11.
Yeah.
But do you see any comparisons at all between this year's team compared to some teams you played on here?
There are a lot of similarities between the 09 team and this team. For one, you know, listen, they have two great running backs in Kamara and Ingram. They do a great job at really putting pressure on the front of the defense, on the defense coordinator, to be able to keep them honest, right? Because we know how well Drew can throw the football. We know how dynamic he's been in the past years, but his average per attempts are down, his yardage per games are down, and his touchdowns are down, which means that they can score and win games on multiple different ways. Running the football with Kamara and Ingram, throwing the football obviously with Drew, splitting guys out wide, motioning them out of the backfield, and that makes them that much more dangerous. So I like what they're doing right now. I think Sean kind of got away from the run today, just a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
But maybe I'm a little biased. I'm a running back. But I would like to see them get back to that, you know, that formula that they've had all season long, which is just running the ball with Kamara and Ingram.
Back in the day, we had you and Deuce McAllister in the backfield. What do you think of these guys? They call them Boom and Zoom. I don't know if they really like that nickname that much. But watching those two guys set records in the NFL, and you know, this team traded Adrian Peterson to develop this backfield. Have they surprised you at all watching them?
It's definitely surprised me, because I remember when I first saw the Adrian Peterson trade, and you know, in the back of my mind, I thought really quickly that that's not going to work out, because Adrian Peterson is used to being the guy. He's used to getting the carries. He used to being the workhorse of the football team. And I know with Sean, he likes to use multiple different running backs. So I knew it wasn't going to work out right away. Soon, obviously, they traded him away. And then you saw Kamara and Ingram really just take off and really come into their own, you know, as running backs and as X factors. So again, you know, I knew the trade wasn't going to work out, but listen, for Kamara and Ingram, what they've been able to do all season long is extremely special. I think Kamara right now, where he's at as a football player, I think he's more mature than I was at my rookie year as a football player, because he has the natural ability to run between the tackles, which at this stage in my career, I was still learning how to run between the tackles. And that adjustment period from college to the NFL, it was a big adjustment for me. And I learned, it took me that whole year to learn it.
Very interesting. Talk about you setting the tone along with your Super Bowl champion teammates, and how, you know, I love that you're still wearing Will Smith's jersey right now. Obviously, that meant a lot to you, not only to be here, but to honor him. How did that whole idea come about?
Well, when we first talked about the guys coming back together, we're all on this text chat. We're on this chat together, in this group chat together, and we're always talking about the games, about the Saints, about what we like, what we don't like. And one of the things that we talked about was everybody getting together and getting together for the playoff game. You know, last year, the first time that we all got together was for Will Smith's funeral. And one of the things that we said was, we got to do this more. You know, it shouldn't be a tragic event like the death of the late, great Will Smith to bring us all together, because ultimately, we're going to walk together forever because of what we were able to accomplish as a team and as brothers in arms. So one of the things that we were able to do, obviously, was get everybody together. We got as much guys as we could here, and we came here in full support of the football team. We showed up to the team meeting yesterday. We tried to encourage them as much as we could, and just being support them, because you know, that's what it's about. You know, the older guys coming to support the younger guys and showing them that, hey, listen, you know, we were able to accomplish something that you guys can definitely do the same thing. We paved the way for you guys.
Now you guys are a bunch of broadcasters. You're a broadcaster now. Our own Scott Shanley is watching you in the studio. What do you think of Scott Shanley, the broadcaster?
Man, listen, Scott, he's done a great job broadcasting. I always joke with him because I think he looks exactly like Ben Lieber. And I actually had the game against the Minnesota Vikings when they played the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers got hurt that game, and I took a picture with Ben Lieber and I sent it in a group chat to Scott, and I said, "Hey Scott, man, I ran into you this game." But it's it's always good to be able to have some of the guys, the retired guys, go on and do TV, because it keeps us that much closer to the game. And we all want to stay as close as we can to the game, especially when we're retired, because it's very hard to fill that void. Scott Fujita had a great speech last night to the team. And we're all trying to find ways to recreate what we had here as a football team, and that's significant because it's special what we had here, and it's very hard to go anywhere else and recreate that.
It's very special. Yeah. Finally, before we let you out of here, just talk about the Saints team moving forward now, going up to Minnesota.
Yeah. We owe them. Big time. We owe them. We owe Minnesota Vikings. Going back to, what was that, week 2, 3?
Opening week.
Opening week.
Yeah.
And listen, they got the best of us, but I truly believe if our defense plays the way that they played today, and if they can get just 1 or 2 turnovers in that game and give Drew and this offense another shot at scoring touchdowns and putting points on the board, we'll be able to win the game. And then I believe Atlanta's going to go out and beat Philly, obviously because Carson Wentz is gone and they're playing with the backup quarterback with Nick Foles. But I think that Atlanta can go up there and win that game, and then we'll see a rematch of the Saints and Atlanta back here in our stadium. So this will be a big game for us.
This place wouldn't be loud at all, would it?
It's going to be tremendously loud. I tried to do my part today by leading them, with the chant, but it's going to be even louder.
Well, good. Listen, I know you want to see a lot of people. I appreciate your time.
Man.
We remember Reggie Bush when he checked into New Orleans back in 2006. Now he's a father of 3. He's all grown up and a big-time announcer. Now, listen, great seeing you.
Thank you.
And I appreciate your time.
It. Thank you for having me.
All right, guys, we're just getting warmed up here outside the Saints locker room. I think Scott Fujita is coming up here. Coming up next, we're going to talk about Scott Shanley, the broadcaster, some more, get some more stories. That's the story for now. Back to you guys.
All right, Mike, thanks so much, and certainly appreciate Reggie Bush stopping by to chat. Certainly had a lot on his mind. We got to get him on the show more. He's trying to get it all there in one shot.
He's in the meeting.